Episode 7. The bottle wasn't very large. You could hold it entirely in the palm of your hand. It was even a bit smaller than his own medicine bottle. The bottle was a pale light green all over. On its surface were several dark green patterns, shaped like leaves, and so lifelike they seemed to have been carved in relief. They felt raised to the touch, as if real leaves had been inlaid directly into the glass. Hefting it in his hand, it was surprisingly heavy. But this object was clearly not any metal Han Li knew of, nor was it any type of porcelain he recognized. It didn't have the coolness of ordinary metal to the touch, nor the smooth glazed texture of typical ceramics. Seeing the tightly sealed bottle cap, Han Li immediately decided to open it and see if there was anything inside. 1 twist, 2 twists, 3 twists. The cap and the bottle were as if cast from a single piece of metal, utterly unmoving. It showed no sign of opening at all. Han Li twisted the cap a dozen more times in a row, until his arm grew sore. Still, he had no success, and finally gave up. He shook out his arm and flexed his wrist. Groaning, he'd strained it from the excessive force. He examined the bottle again, meticulously checking every inch, but found no hidden mechanisms or secret compartments. Han Li was stumped.
How am I supposed to know if there's anything inside without opening the lid? If there is something inside, then this bottle is so unusual and sealed so tightly. It must be something incredibly valuable.
Han Li gripped the bottle tightly, staring at it in a daze. Decisive, finally he decided to let Zhang Tai, who was far stronger, try to twist it open. After all, Zhang Tai could now lift water buckets weighing dozens of pounds in each hand and dash up and down the mountain with them. He was the one who filled the valley's large water vats to the brim every single day. Having made up his mind, Han Li went into Zhang Tai's room to wait for him, hoping he'd return soon. Waiting is the worst. Han Li felt like time was crawling by. A long while passed before the sound of Zhang Tai pushing the door open and entering the room finally came. Looking up, Han Li saw Zhang Ti enter, clad in a thin blue shirt. Steam rose faintly from his body, and he was drenched in sweat. Han Li knew this was a normal sign of having just finished his training, so he wasn't surprised. Zhang Tai was taken aback to find Han Li in his room. Before he could even speak, the impatient Han Li thrust the bottle right in front of his face.
Brother Zhang, do me a favor. Can you open this bottle for me?
Where'd you find this? It's a fine-looking piece. This thing of yours is really sturdy. It's so hard to unscrew. What the heck is this thing made of? No, I can't budge it. Why don't you go ask one of the other senior brothers?
Huh? You can't do it either?
What happened to your foot?
Oh, it's nothing. Just kicked a rock while I was walking.
Han Li didn't know why, but he didn't want to tell him the truth about the bottle. Perhaps it was just instinctive, a small secret he kept for himself. Han Li was feeling deeply disappointed and had no energy left for idle chatter with Zhang Tai. After briefly asking about his training progress, he left his friend's hut, determined to find a solution for the bottle on his own. Back in his own hut, Han Li set the bottle upright on the table. He leaned over, resting his chin on the wood, and stared intently at the vessel. His mind raced, searching for a solution to his problem.
Smash the bottle open with a tool.
After careful deliberation, Han Li decided to take the direct approach and force it open. This approach was both simple and direct. But the thought of such a unique and beautiful magic treasure bottle being permanently damaged made Han Li's heart ache with reluctance. If there had been any other way to open it, Han Li would never have resorted to such a brutal method.
I could ask my other senior brothers for help. They might be able to open it. But deep down, I've already claimed this thing as my own treasure. I really don't want any outsiders to know about it. Besides, anyone on this mountain could be its owner. What if they find out I have it and want it back? This little bottle is beautiful and fascinating. I absolutely cannot bear to send it back now.
Han Li's curiosity was now completely piqued by the mysterious item inside the bottle. He knew it might just be empty, but he was willing to take the gamble to bet that whatever was inside would be even more fascinating than the bottle itself. The more he thought about it, the more Han Li's curiosity itched unbearably. If he didn't solve the mystery of that bottle, he wouldn't be able to get a good night's sleep. Having made up his mind, Han Li slipped into the valley's storage shed. From the clutter of tools, he selected a heavy little iron hammer and brought it back to his room, back inside his room. He found a half-broken, hard blue brick in a corner of the room. Selecting a relatively flat depression in the floor, he laid the brick down flat. Then he carefully placed the bottle sideways on top of it.
Han Li raised the small hammer in his right hand. The head paused in the air for a moment, then focused came down decisively on the bottle's most prominent part, its belly.
He was afraid that using too much force would damage the contents inside the bottle, so the first tap was just a light one, testing the vessel's hardness. Seeing not a single crack appear, Han Li finally relaxed.
Looks like I can put a bit more force into breaking this bottle.
Half strength, three-quarters strength, full strength, and then some. Han Li's swings grew more and more forceful, his arms' arc more and more exaggerated. The hammer fell faster and faster with each blow, until the final strike drove half the bottle straight into the brick floor. Frustrated,
Han Li was stunned. He couldn't believe it. He reached out to touch the spot where the hammer had struck the bottle. Not a single dent remained. It was still a smooth, glossy, jade-green surface. This was completely beyond his expectations.
This little bottle is absolutely extraordinary. It couldn't have been abandoned on purpose. The owner most likely lost it by accident. Thoughtful. They're probably searching all over the mountain for it right now. If I want to keep this thing, I have to hide it well. No one else can see this bottle.
In Han Li's mind, if he didn't actively steal or rob something, anything he found on the ground was rightfully his.
If it were just some ordinary trinket, he might have returned it to its owner, but this bottle is so mysterious. It was probably lost by a disciple from a wealthy family, or someone of high status. Han Li didn't have a very good impression of either type.
Ever since he was a child, Han Li's family was dirt poor. Even after a full day of hard work, they often went to bed hungry.
Within the Seven Mysteries sect, disciples who didn't want the standard fare could pay extra for better meals. He often saw the wealthy disciples indulging in lavish meals. On top of that, these rich kids looked down on and excluded those from poorer backgrounds, frequently mocking and insulting them with their words. This even led to a few minor clashes, with the children getting into several group fights. Han Li joined in the fray. Unfortunately, the rich kids who had trained in martial arts beat him black and blue. It took him several days of rest to recover. As for those with some status on the mountain, Han Li held them in even greater contempt. From Protector Wang taking bribes from Third Uncle, to Wu Yan using Deputy Sectmaster Ma's influence to waltz right into the Seven Extremes Hall, all these incidents had shattered the grand image of those so-called great figures in Han Li's mind. Han Li not only had no intention of returning the things these two types of people had lost, he even felt a mischievous urge to hide them away. With that thought, Han Li immediately reached up and took off the small leather cord hanging around his neck. His mother had sewn this small pouch from a piece of hide for him when he left home. It was waterproof and moisture-proof, meant to hold a protective talisman carved from a wild boar's tusk. She hoped it would keep him safe, healthy, and free from harm. Han Li loosened the leather pouch, placed the bottle alongside the protective charm, and tightened the cord. He then hung the pouch back around his neck. After finishing this, he glanced around. Seeing no one, he finally relaxed his chest and patted the slightly bulging pouch, satisfied. It shouldn't draw any attention. Only then did he feel a true sense of relief. There would be no more surprises. The bottle's owner wouldn't find it and take it back. Han Li quietly returned the hammer to its original place and acted as if nothing had happened. He strolled leisurely around the Divine Beast Valley for a while, and only when the sky had turned completely dark did he drag his injured foot back to his room. Knowing Han Li was injured, Zhang Tai personally brought the meal to his room, intending to eat with him. Han Li watched him clumsily appear in his room, moving chairs, fussing with the table, and bustling about for quite a while before finally getting everything set for the meal. Amused, he couldn't help but find it a little funny, but what he felt even more was a touch of genuine warmth. Once they were seated at the table, they began chatting about trivial matters within the sect while shoveling food into their mouths, occasionally exchanging insights on their cultivation techniques.